All right, new SunnyV2 video. Who has the worst apology in YouTube history? Let's check it out.
We're going to rank YouTube's 10 worst apology videos from bad to downright terrible. So let's begin by looking at RiceGum, whose trash apology went by the name of "This Dude Calls Me Out for Mystery Unboxing." RiceGum's apology referred to a different video from 3 days prior, titled "How I Got AirPods for $4," in which he'd promote a mystery box gambling site while making it sound as though the website was an easy way to make money. Because RiceGum had a young audience, he'd be called out by H3H3 Productions and PewDiePie for promoting gambling to children, with RiceGum's response coming in the days following these call-out videos. His apology began on terrible footing, as instead of admitting any kind of wrongdoing, he'd state that he was justified in doing the video as they paid him more than $100,000 before going on to state that he wasn't the first
Guys, it's okay if I'm getting children addicted to gambling. They paid me fat stacks of cash, baby,
to promote the website. RiceGum then concluded the video by giving out multiple Amazon gift card codes.
There's nothing I can really do but say sorry and give you these Amazon gift cards, so I'm sorry.
He gave 4 gift cards. What? Oh my god. Okay, maybe a little more than 4.
By the time the video went live.
I was scamming with expired Amazon codes? No way,
bragging about money before going on to offer your audience some old expired gift cards definitely makes for a pretty poor apology.
How is that number 10?
The video was short and sweet. It felt as though it was consistent with RiceGum's personality, and the argument about other YouTubers promoting the site before him was actually a pretty reasonable point. RiceGum was also smart enough to keep his cool throughout the whole video, which Shane Dawson wasn't able to do, whose incredibly volatile state led to YouTube's 9th worst apology video. Taking accountability began with Shane stating that emotionally chucking on a webcam and apologizing was stupid and childish.
And that is stupid. That is something that a child does, not something that a 31-year-old man does. That's not good.
Although this is exactly what he'd do over the following 20 minutes. Shane was apologizing for the jokes he'd made during his 10-year YouTube career, and although he'd state that he was simply laying out his feelings, the whole video used manipulative language and felt as though it was coming from a point of total desperation.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to anybody that saw that. It's something that I shouldn't even be able to get out of. I should lose everything for that.
Shane used all the classic buzz phrases such as "I will educate myself" and "I will do better" and "I don't know who that person is anymore." And therefore the whole video just feels like a pathetic template to get hate off his back, as opposed to a personalized video with his own terminology to apply to his specific situation. The hypocrisy continued into the end of the video when Shane stated that being defensive was a poor way to make changes.
I'm gonna go on the defensive, and that's not a good way to live, and it's not a good way to grow.
Yet he seemed completely unaware that his entire video was defensive in response to the drama that he had found himself in. However, at least Shane didn't insinuate that his audience was stupid, as when the Fine brothers uploaded their awful apology, accidentally insult the entirety of YouTube.
They tried to copyright the word
The Fine brothers had pioneered the reaction genre on YouTube with their Kids React series, and would post a video in early 2016 simply titled React World, in which it sounded like the Fine brothers were trying to copyright any kind of YouTube reaction video. As a result of their poorly crafted concept, they'd receive hate from every corner of the internet, prompting what we're now calling the 8th worst apology in YouTube history. The apology began with the Fine brothers admitting that their video was worded poorly and that they never planned on trying to copyright YouTube's reaction genre.
First and foremost, we're sorry for confusing people by using terminology like our React format. We were never trying to say that every video where someone reacts to something else is something we would try to control.
However, despite stating this, the two would then go on to explain that they had taken down other reaction content in the past, while continuing to imply that the audience was stupid for being unable to comprehend the concept laid out in their initial React World video.
Just because we have or might get trademarks doesn't mean we're going to run around and start taking down videos.
"We're sorry that you're too stupid to understand how this works" is basically the sum of this apology in one sentence. So yeah, classic arrogant non-apology. At the end of the day, the Fine brothers got off lightly, as their initial mistake wasn't all that big of a deal. However, the same couldn't be said for Travis Scott, who posted the 7th worst apology after 10 people died at his Astro World concert. It happened in November 2021, and despite everybody in the crowd chanting to stop the show, Travis Scott continued, which ultimately resulted in the 10 fatalities alongside 500
There were 10
other
fatalities? I thought it was just like, I thought it was a little less than that. Jesus. Oh my God.
As the news of the tragedy began to go viral, Travis was planning his apology and would take to Instagram with somewhat of an unconventional approach. He was seemingly trying to avoid having his face clickbaited by the media and therefore recorded a short video in black and white under bad lighting from a bad angle, with his eyes closed and his hand covering his face for the majority of the video. This was certainly a 200 IQ play, however it also made for an extremely terrible, unpleasant viewing experience and resulted in comments such as, Travis Scott is clearly much more focused on his headache than his apology, as well as he gave his forehead more respect than the people who died of a horrible, painful death as a direct consequence of his inaction. The words he used in the video weren't much better either, because as highlighted by this comment, his apology is basically
okay, there you go. Yeah, that's wow. Well said. Yeah.
To the ones that was lost.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Night. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated. I could never imagine anything like this just happening.
The funniest part is that in his apology, Travis is talking like he wasn't there. It's like the dude just woke up and was like, oh man, people died at Travis Scott's concert. The apology was certainly bizarre. However, it wasn't nearly as strange as the 6th worst apology by Simply Kenna, who became YouTube's first creator to apologize in the form of a poem. The apology came in response to being called out for plagiarism and seemingly as an overcompensation for trying to be original. Simply Kenna wrote a 3.5-minute poem using nothing but incredibly deep metaphor.
Am I a human? Am I a monster? Or am I something in between?
Now, to Kenna's credit, the poem was pretty well written. However, using it to apologize felt like an unbelievably strange move. The whole point of an apology is to be sincere.
Weird,
to write a poem, rehearse it, those fake facial expressions and background music.
It kind of gives me vibes of the person who wrote the poem. I think it was a poem, right? Of like, if I was Putin's mom. Like, I'm getting that kind of vibe from this.
That's not sincere. An apology in poetry is me in my rawest form, even though I'm not raw at all, because I rehearse this instead of just talking to you guys naturally. That poem is so corny, still trying to be aesthetic in an apology video. The video was so bad that Kenna then posted another apology video to say sorry for the first one, and as summarized by this comment, if you have to make an apology video for an apology video, it might be time to take a break from YouTube. However, at least Simply Kenna had the chance to take a break voluntarily, as when T. Martin posted his awful apology, the audience stopped watching completely. In the lead up to what we're calling the 5th worst apology in YouTube history, T. Martin promoted a website called CSGO Lotto, claiming that he found the site at random and was able to use it to win expensive CSGO items. Although it wouldn't be long before T. Martin was exposed as being one of the owners of the website, prompting the now infamous I'm Sorry video. The apology began on fake manipulative footing as T. Martin sat there talking to his dog about how difficult the video was going to be.
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude.
However, it's hard to tell exactly how the video was supposed to be difficult, as T. Martin would do nothing besides sit there and spend 2 minutes telling the audience how dumb they were.
My connection to CSGO Lotto has been a matter of public record since the company was first organized in December of 2015. This is and always has been a clearly stated policy.
He barely even apologized. He's putting the blame on the people for not understanding.
Kind of like a fine bros.
He basically called his fans stupid. I love how he didn't even apologize and basically just said it's our fault. It didn't help that T. Martin decided to film the apology in the entryway to his mansion with his expensive truck sitting just outside the window, but at least he was smart enough to flaunt his wealth subtly, as the Liver King's terrible apology began with him blatantly bragging about how much money he had. Prior to the Liver King confession, he'd consistently reiterated that his physique was natural, although when More Plates, More Dates uploaded a video showing that this wasn't true, the Liver King felt the pressure to apologize. The Liver King would begin his apology by bragging about being rich.
Before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous.
Before going on to try and convince the audience that he never planned on becoming famous.
And I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye.
Despite having grown the brand using his face, name, and image as the most recognizable feature. The Liver King then goes on to claim that his persona was nothing more than an experiment to help struggling teenagers.
Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message. Our people are hurting at record rates with depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life. Our young men are hurting the most, feeling lost.
I mean, that part is, is kind of true,
Which felt like a cliche cop-out to shift the blame from what he was being being accused of.
Yeah.
The beginning of the apology was bad, the magnitude of the initial lie was bad, and the need for the apology was almost non-existent in the first place. However, because the Liver King was able to finish the video with a couple of reasonable points, he's avoided being any higher on this list. Besides, it's almost impossible to have an apology worse than the one posted by Social Repose. The video had been uploaded after his ex-girlfriend publicly accused him of cheating, so naturally Social Repose wanted to share his side of the story, doing so in a video titled I'm an Idiot. The apology began with the most unemotional attempt at saying sorry.
I understand what I did. I understand
looks like a vampire.
It's pretty wrong, heinous, and like I said, I
Whoa,
messed
look at
up.
that dislike ratio.
I do deeply regret it.
Before he'd go on to explain that he had cheated in his previous relationship.
I did cheat on her, just like I did my ex-girlfriend.
And it was therefore the girlfriend's fault for not knowing that he was going to cheat again.
What?
And she kind of took me on with the
No
thought
way.
that she could fix me, and that everyone did warn her, and I couldn't stay faithful, and here we are.
Throughout the video, Social Repose seems so proud of how broken he is as a person.
Clearly, I have a lot of deep-seated issues. I have a lot of problems.
Which was justified in his own
different.
head, as he apparently had this incredible YouTube channel.
I'm so deeply entrenched in Social Repose just as an entity that it comes first. It comes before all my love
This
and
guy's a
relationships and even family to an extent. This is my life.
This is a weird
I've chosen it.
video.
However, at least Social Repose made some attempt at saying sorry, as Sienna May's apology was so bad that people began to question if she was even saying sorry at all. Sienna May was one of TikTok's fastest growing creators until another TikToker accused her of assault, after which she'd take a break
Oh,
from
this
the
one. Oh, wow. Wow, I forgot about this one. Yeah, she like sexually assaulted him.
internet and returned with what we're calling the second worst apology in YouTube history. It began with the explanation that taking a month off social media was the most difficult month of Sienna's life, before she'd go on to state that her purpose in life was to post
Didn't she, like,
TikTok
dance or
dances
something?
and
Yeah.
untouched photos of herself. Throughout the video, Sienna implied that her youth excused her from any wrongdoing, although the worst part was that she never even apologized and rather spent more than half of the video playing what she called a relatable Sam Smith song while doing a choreographed dance with the goal of inspiring her audience. The stupidity of the apology is best summarized by this comment reading, "The fact that she and her team watched this and said, yeah, this is a good idea is hilarious to me. All of them together make one brain cell." Although Sienna's one brain cell was still
that was quick.
significantly
Okay.
more than the amount that Laura Lee had when she'd post almost objectively
Oh, the worst. Here we go.
apology
Number
in
one.
YouTube history.
Numero
Laura
uno.
Lee posted the apology in response to some old tweets, although she would have been significantly
Racist
better
tweets.
off remaining silent, as there was nothing within this video that wasn't a complete travesty. She'd spend the first 30 seconds talking about nothing besides how difficult the video was going to be.
In this video, it's been so hard, so much positive, hard, hardest things I've ever done.
Before going on to completely lose it on camera, while implementing all the classic phrases such as "I'm so sorry to disappoint you all, and I know that I'm better than that." Laura Lee cried and apologized, then cried and apologized some more, although in the process, the audience noticed that there were no tears coming out of her eyes. Is this an audition?
thought there was in the
see no
beginning.
tears. Literally
Was
no
there not?
tears coming from her eyes, yet she keeps wiping away. I think she
okay.
forgot to buy the eye drops. After everybody came to realize that Laura Lee wasn't even crying, she'd take a month off YouTube to reflect, after which she'd return with an apology video for her initial apology, where she'd
not again.
conclude the drama with more NPC YouTube apology dialogue.
I have changed so much as a human being. I have grown so much through the situation. I have grown and I have learned so much.
Classic. I like how Travis Scott's apology was so horribly done that the apology became a literal meme. Yeah, these aren't even apologies. They're usually just blaming everything but themselves. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all these apology videos, all of these apology videos are just like yeah, they're not authentic. They're just a little front that they're posting to try and make themselves look good, but it just, yeah, they're all idiots.